New data from more than 10,000 workplaces shows that while the gender pay gap is narrowing overall, industries with the highest pay often have the largest discrepancy, with men twice as likely to be in top earning positions. Joining us now is the ABC business reporter Daniel Ziffer. So Dan, what is the main driver for this narrowing of the gap? Let's start with the good news.
Well, the good news is it is getting smaller. So the gender pay gap is 11.2%. Now, this is the average of total remuneration, so all the kind of overtime and bonuses, and that's the midpoint. So most businesses, the middle of them are 11.2, so half are better, half are worse. What that means is that on average, Australian women are making 88 cents for every $1 that men make, but it has come down 0.9 percentage points in the past year. So we're heading in the right direction in this national data that covers 5.9 million women and men.
And what's the government had to say about this latest report?
The government's very happy with this current trend. We just heard from Minister for Finance, Katie Gallagher, discussing the result.
When I look at the report and when I first read the report, it shows progress and movements in the right direction. I think there'd probably be plenty of views that it's not happening fast enough, but we are seeing consistent change in the right direction with the publication of each one of these reports, and I think the publication of this data is making a very much a practical difference to that result.
Katie Gallagher, Minister for Finance, discussing the result there. So we're seeing a positive trend. This is a really amazing set of data. It's available on the ABC website. You can look and see what the gap is at your employer, at your old employer, at your next employer. So it does provide a lot of transparency for Australian workers about what people are paid overall and then the gender gap within companies.
And where are the sectors that we could see further quick improvement moving forward, Dan?
So we actually have in Australia insanely gender segregated industries. So more than half of people, 53%, work in an industry that's dominated by either men or women. Now, we've seen some substantial changes which are flowing through in male-dominated occupations such as construction. So in those sectors, we're successfully getting more women into them. These are better paid sectors. These are sectors that have access to overtime and bonuses. So we're seeing that gender gap narrowing. Where we're not seeing is as much movement in feminised industries such as aged care and nursing and teaching, things like this. We're not getting as many men in there. As Mary Wooldridge, the CEO of the agency that gets this data together, makes the point, when you're only recruiting from half of the population, you're not going to be able to meet the future care needs of Australia. So some really interesting data and some things to think about for corporate Australia.